arts and arts education in the country. The Trump administration calling earlier this year for the, quote, elimination of funding for the National Endowment for the Arts in fiscal year 2026. Now the Creative Coalition's out with a new PSA with the aim of bringing its message to Congress to protect the federal funds.
The arts are America's heartbeat, and more importantly, they allow us to capture and share the American experience. Please don't let them disappear. Support the National Endowment for the Arts. As Americans, it's the right thing to do.
Tim Daly helped produce that PSA. You may know the Emmy-nominated actor from shows such as Madam Secretary and Life and Beth. He's also the president of the Creative Coalition. Tim, thanks for joining us. Tell me about these cuts and what you're hoping to achieve with this PSA.
Well, what we want to do is educate the public and remind people of not only the importance of the arts, but that without the National Endowment for the Arts, so many small communities, rural communities, communities all across this country would have no access to arts whatsoever, and kids would not be able to participate in the arts. The common, well, even in your introduction, you said that Hollywood wants to save the National Endowment for the Arts. Now, that sounds like a bunch of fancy people out in LA. The truth is that we get people are very suspicious of us in Washington, D.C. because we have absolutely nothing to gain. No financial gain, no career gain. All we're trying to do is make sure that the arts thrive in every community in this country. Because what people don't know, and frankly, a lot of members of Congress and the Senate don't know, is that the National Endowment for the Arts makes small contributions in every congressional district in the United States. So it's not funding, a fancy movie in Hollywood. It's not funding Broadway or Carnegie Hall or the Kennedy Center. This is for communities in rural counties all over this country.
As you just pointed out, this isn't just a Washington issue. This is funding that impacts communities in every state in the country. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
I don't have to tell you, Tim, there's a lot going on right now here in Washington. Is it hard to draw attention to the issue of arts funding when lawmakers might feel like there are more pressing things to deal with?
Well, here's the thing. There's two things about the National Endowment for the Arts. First of all, it is a moneymaker. It is a revenue positive organization because for every dollar spent by the federal government, about $9 is returned in economic activity to the federal government. So it is not something that's draining our economy or adding to the national debt. It's actually putting money in. The other thing is that I think it's important to take a long view of this because arts and arts education are something that keep the imagination of our country alive. Arts or imagination and creativity are muscle, and the arts are the gymnasium for that muscle. We are an amazing country. We are so diverse in our ideas, in our productivity, in our population. And part of that is what drives our incredible ingenuity. And in order to continue that, we need to have imaginative, creative thinkers. The arts are the way to get those people.
As you know, the White House has recommended eliminating National Endowment for the Arts funding altogether beginning next year. If you had a message for President Trump, what would you tell him?
I would say, President Trump, you yourself understand the importance of the arts. You're the president of the Kennedy Center. You made one of your biggest successes on a television program. You can debate the artistic integrity of anything, and yet, you had on your program, the Celebrity Apprentice, especially all these artists. They are vital to our country, and what the National Endowment does for the arts does is it gives focus to places that otherwise might not have access to the arts, like Florida, Chicago, Miami, New York, LA. Those places are going to be fine, and because they're huge artistic communities. But smaller places around this country might not have any arts were it not for the National Endowment for the Arts, and who knows what who the next Steven Spielberg is going to be. That we have to encourage those people that that entertain us and enlighten us to have new ideas and innovative ideas, and the way to do that is by supporting arts and arts education.
Tim Daly, thank you so much for joining us.